And as we progress on our ministerial contributions, we've moved from Cork to Roscommon, and we're shortly moving home right here to Galway. And having unwisely introduced the sporting topic earlier that now could get very hot as we approach the Connacht final, I'm going to switch sports and say let's celebrate as many Roscommon men and Galway men did on the field and off the field in Edinburgh when Connacht Rugby, for the first time in 133 years, took a European title. And now, as I say, we're coming home to Galway, Minister of State with a portfolio including Gaeltacht Affairs and Natural Resources, Minister Sean Kyne.
Gramagat Peter, Tara Creed, Tara Nocton, Chuck the Hildegard Nocton, Uchtron, Ulskal Naherden, Ulskal Gallivan Naherden, Jim Brown, Peter Heffernan, Uchtron, the First Amara, our Pre-Vimnock the First Amara, Agus Conor O'Dowd, Pre-Vimnock no Uchtron, come on, Trodala, the Galliva. Mar arstat na Gaeltacht agus Aquini Nodora, Tommy Firbrodol Vahan Shaw, Madal Cantor Hain, and Shaw Galliv here, like an Okod, agus an Kogal Tovatuk Shaw. Delighted to be here in my own constituency in Galway West, here in the Bailey Allen Hall. The last time, I think, or one of the last times I was here was at the recent election count for Galway West, so it's good memories. I'm delighted to be back here as well in my old, it's been 1 year here before moving on to UCD. Delighted to be here, and I'd like to touch on two areas of my responsibilities: the offshore oil and gas exploration and marine mapping programme Infomar. As Minister Nocton said, the Energy White Paper published at the end of 2015 sets out a roadmap for the energy sector to 2030, and the White Paper acknowledges that oil and gas will remain significant elements of Ireland's energy supply in the evolution to low-carbon energy system. In the short to medium term, the mix of non-renewables will shift away from more carbon-intensive fuels like peat and coal to low-carbon fuels like natural gas. And in the longer term, fossil fuels will be largely replaced by renewable energy sources. However, in that transition period, the development of Ireland's offshore oil and gas resources has the potential to deliver very significant and sustained benefits to the people of Ireland in terms of national and local economic development, technology learning, enhanced security of supplies, import substitution, and of course fiscal return. Early exploration efforts view the petroleum geology of the Irish offshore as being comparable to that of the North Sea. However, the lack of success from drilling efforts in the 1970s and 1980s led to a decline in interest. However, industry perspectives as to the potential of the Irish offshore have been transformed in recent years, and whilst the North Sea comparison retains potential, new possibilities have emerged. Successful exploration off the Atlantic coast of Africa and South America and Canada has stimulated new interest in the potential of the Irish Atlantic margin, with new data, analysis and targets. And exploration interest is now focusing on the potential for Ireland to replicate the oil and gas successes of Newfoundland and Labrador. In recent years, government has worked hard and has succeeded in repositioning the proposition offered to the industry, through reworking and modernising Ireland's regulatory and fiscal frameworks, in particular the Petroleum, Exploration and Extraction Safety Acts and the revised fiscal terms included in the Finance Act of 2015. Also through the promotion of Ireland as an exploration investment destination, through provision of cost-effective entry licensing mechanisms such as those offered under the 2011 and 2015 Atlantic Margin licensing rounds. The deepening knowledge of the Irish offshore by initiating and supporting data acquisition projects such as the 2D Atlantic Margin Regional Seismic Survey Project, the Observe programme, and actively supporting research projects such as the new SFI Irish Centre for Research in Applied Geoscience. That these efforts have paid dividends is evidenced by the outcome of the 2015 Atlantic Margin licensing round. As of the close of the round in September 2015, 43 applications for licensing options were received from 17 companies. And this is by far the largest number of applications received in any licensing round held on the Irish offshore, and almost triple the number of applications received under the 2011 Atlantic Margin licensing round. The applicant companies included majors, minor cap companies and smaller companies. An evaluation of applications concluded recently with 28 new licensing options awarded to 17 companies. And the response to the licensing round is a further positive signal of the building momentum in oil and gas exploration in offshore Ireland. The number of petroleum authorisations in the Irish offshore is now running at its highest level ever. Ireland is committed to ensuring our ocean wealth represents a key component of our economic recovery and sustainable development. Ireland's maritime and marine ecosystems are home to a rich and diverse species of habitats and species. The protection of our maritime ecosystems and compliance with national and international environmental legislation are essential components of our sustainable future. In addition to carrying out the Irish offshore strategic environmental assessment in advance of the 2015 round, the Department of Communications, Energy and Natural Resources, in partnership with the National Parks and Wildlife and the Department of Art Search and the Gaeltacht, is undertaking the Innovative Observe programme, which commenced in 2015 and will continue to 2018. It's a significant acoustic and aerial data acquisition programme designed to acquire new environmental baseline data, with the aim of filling existing protected marine mammal and bird data gaps in key offshore basins. This pioneering work is very important to both regulators and industry, and its findings will provide a sound basis for sustainable growth and investment in the coming years. Ireland has rightly become renowned for its seabed mapping programme, an initiative that is acknowledged through the image of the real map of Ireland, showing our potential offshore territory is 10 times that of our onshore land. I'm very proud today to acknowledge the work of the seabed mapping programme Infomar, as it has reached a significant milestone in completing all of its Phase 1 work, both on time and under budget. The Infomar project, funded by my department through the Geological Survey of Ireland, is tasked with the job of mapping all of Ireland's nearshore marine area. Phase 1 of this work from 2006 to 2016 mapped the 26 priority bays and harbours of Ireland, as well as 3 priority offshore areas. And the GSI project team carried out this work in partnership with the Marine Institute here in Galway. The project follows on from the Irish National Seabed Survey, under which the GSI oversaw the mapping of all of our deeper waters over 200 metres in depth, and taken together with Infomar, this forms one of the largest civilian marine mapping programmes in the world. To put the work in some context, it is worth looking at some of the efforts and numbers involved. To date, in Ireland, we have mapped 688,000 square kilometres of seabed, and to put that in context, our onshore area is 65,000 square kilometres. Phase 1 of the Infomar involved more than 100 people, 171 survey legs, and 1,200 days at sea. The survey has produced more than 90 terabytes of data, which has led to 80,000 downloads by 3,000 users. And 72 research projects have been funded from 25 organisations, including a large number of Irish SMEs. The reasons we need this work done are many, but include safety at sea to update our marine charts, fishery support from ground conditions to hatcheries, marine spatial planning, including aquaculture, renewable energy and protected areas and harbour development, heritage, including the accurate mapping and occasional discoveries of shipwrecks, oceanic modelling, where an accurate bathymetric map is a fundamental requirement, and research across many areas and aspects of the marine sciences. The significant role of Infomar in delivering on our marine potential is acknowledged in Ireland's Marine Plan Harnessing Our Ocean Wealth, where it is a listed key enabler. Infomar is also an example of what is best in interdepartmental and interagency collaboration, with my department taking a lead with the GSI, with a significant portion of the work being carried out by the Marine Institute. In addition, the programme is steered by a technical advisory committee with inputs from key stakeholders such as the National Parks and Wildlife, Sustainable Energy Association of Ireland, the Department of Transport Marine's Safety Office, the Underwater Archaeology Unit of the National Monuments, the Naval Service, Commissioners of Irish Lights, Bordís Gowara, amongst others. Significantly, Infomar has bolstered Ireland's reputation internationally in the marine sphere and in securing endeavours such as the New Atlantic Ocean Research Alliance. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to encourage those present to take the time to visit some of the vessels that are carrying out this work, the RV Kyne, the Celtic Voyager and Explorer, all on Galway docks at present. More importantly, I would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge all of the people who have been involved in delivering the Infomar programme over the last 10 years, both onshore and offshore, ensuring that we can deliver on the commitments made in our ambitious plan. I'd like to acknowledge and welcome Dr. Kyne Verbruggen of the GSI and his team in relation to all their work. I'd like to acknowledge all the Supporters and sponsors of this conference, particularly the local ones here, NUIG, Galway City Council, the Marine Institute, Galway Port, and I'd like to welcome representatives, CEO and Chairman of Galway Port here, who also have ambitious plans to develop the marine sector here in Galway, something that I very much support and the government supports. We'll continue to work with the state agencies, including the National Parks and Wildlife, to try and deliver that very important programme for our city. So I'd like to again thank all the organisers, thank you for the invitation. Delighted as the local minister to be here today in my own constituency to address this very important conference. Gur míle míle magadh.
Thank you, Minister. We're approaching the conclusion of this phase of the conference, but to bring it to a close, we have a very exciting video of a very important initiative concluded in the very recent past called the Baseline Studies. While this video is running, I'm going to invite the ministers to unclip their audio devices and take one photograph for historic purposes of the feed from the test site just outside the hall here. So that explains why we'll be departing. Thank you.